Welcome to the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. Are you over 40 and tired of struggling with your weight, dieting, and constantly feeling like you're starting over with nutrition and fitness? Do you wish you had more energy? Do you want to lose weight and finally keep it off for good? I'm Lil, a certified nutrition coach and former registered nurse. I too have been there, and at the age of 44, I decided I was done with fad diets and chasing a lower number on the scale. I was so tired of constantly starting over and wondering why I couldn't get lasting results. I became a nutrition coach and created the Feel Your Best formula for women who want to build muscle, lose fat, and keep it off for good. If you're ready to build a better relationship with food, the scale, and your body, let's build your formula for feeling your best. If you're new here, make sure to check the episode details for the link to my newbie starter guide. You'll receive an email straight to your inbox with everything you need to start building your Feel Your Best formula. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's dive into today's episode. Hello, good morning, happy Monday. My name is Lil. This is the Feel Your Best Formula podcast, and we are continuing with our back to school mini sessions where I'm hopping on here with just some quick topics that can help you as you transition from summer to the fall. And this episode in particular is really for you if you are going through the process of leveling up and you want to build new habits and routines. And I think the more serious you are about making change, then the more serious you're going to be about thoroughly creating an environment for success and really looking at all those pieces of the puzzle that need attention in order to really make building those new habits as easy as possible for you. And on this podcast, we talk a lot about mindset. We talk a lot about time management and being organized on paper. We talk about building out your calendar. We talk about using apps to make things easier. And we haven't really talked about this part of the process, but it's so important. And I'm sharing it with you because I'm going through this process as well. And it's the physical process of creating an environment for success. And I think where most people struggle and end up failing when it comes to creating new habits is it's the follow through. Everything can look really nice on paper. Everything can look really great on your calendar. But when it comes to actually doing the thing, often there are some obstacles that we just haven't taken the time to overcome. And today we're going to talk about this concept of fall cleaning, which honestly, you could do this any day of the year, any day of the week, anytime. But because we're in the back to school season, and I know that this is a really great time for you to start building those new habits, let's call it fall cleaning. So when you are talking about creating new habits and leveling up and you want to get more fit, you want to start eating healthier, what you're really doing is you're building a new version of yourself, right? The person that you are right now today has gotten you where you are today. And the person you need to be in order to get where you want to go has a different way of showing up in the world, a different way of showing up for yourself. And you cannot continue to do the things that you were doing yesterday, the day before, a month ago, 3 months ago, and get a different result. All of your habits, all of your choices have gotten you where you are today. So I think if you don't agree with that, then you probably don't want to listen to the rest of this episode. But what we're talking about is building an environment that supports the person you are becoming and cleaning out and letting go of certain things that no longer serve this new direction is an essential piece of the puzzle. And some of it is physical, like I literally want you to get out a donation box, to get out a trash bag, and physically let go of these things in your life. And we're going to talk about what those are. But also, some of it is electronic so that you can clear out the clutter, because I think a lot of us have a lot of clutter in your email inboxes, maybe apps on your phone, stuff like that. So here, what we're talking about is all of these things. When you look around where you're sitting right now, are the things that you're looking at, are the things that you're using every day, are the messages that you're receiving, are those things that you want to bring with you into this new version of yourself? So what are some examples of this? And I'm just going to share a few examples. We all have unique lives and things that we're part of, and family members with different interests. So just for example, I'm going to share these examples with you, and I'm sure you can think of things in your own life that, you could add to this list, or maybe take some of these things off. But I'm going to start with your email inbox, right? You are subscribed to emails. There's no way that your email inbox is clutter-free. You're getting emails about things that you have signed up for, clothing companies that you've bought things from, memberships that you have, activities that your children are part of, all of those things. Every day when you go into your email inbox, you are seeing messages from these various organizations that you have some sort of relationship with. And maybe you're signed up for an email newsletter from a baking channel or baking blog, where every day in your inbox there are recipes for cakes and brownies and all kinds of deliciousness, which I love. But also, I don't subscribe to any of those things, because I know seeing those things and wanting to try those recipes or whatever are things that need to be reserved for a very small part of my life. And I certainly don't need a regular email in my inbox with ideas. If there's something that I want to make, I'm going to make a recipe that I already have, or I'm just going to go on Pinterest and search for something. So that's not something that I need to passively have being put in front of me on a daily basis. Additionally, right now especially, I'm going through a transition with my older son, where he played soccer for, 12 years, something like that. I have all these soccer related email lists that I have gotten on over the years, from training centers and programs and clubs and people wanting him to try out for them, and all kinds of things. And we are no longer in that life. We're moving forward. The new version of him is moving towards college. And yes, he's going to continue to play soccer, but it's not something that he's going to be actively investing in terms of trainings or anything like that. He's going to play it for fun, hopefully intramurals or a club or something like that. But I don't need to have these emails in my inbox. And so every day when they've been coming in, I am just unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. And instead, the emails that are coming into my inbox from the colleges that he's applying to, the things that he's interested moving forward, those are the things that I'm welcoming into my inbox, that I'm taking the time to read, and I don't just want to hit delete on them. If you find yourself every time an email is coming from something that is part of your past and you're just hitting delete, just take the 2 seconds and unsubscribe so that you will not be getting that email in your inbox anymore. Hopefully you're subscribed to my email newsletter, and hopefully you don't unsubscribe, but I totally get it when people do, because some people just aren't interested in having my recipes come into their inbox. Some people don't want my tips. Some people have gone in an entirely different direction and they are no longer interested in my message and they unsubscribe to me. And you know what? I'm totally okay with that. I want people who want to connect with me to be the only people that are on my email list, because it benefits everyone when you curate your inbox to only be about where you are and where you want to go. And you really have to clean out all of that junk because it's not serving you. You only want your inbox to be full of things that are going to help move you in the right direction, the new clothing brands that you like, subscribe, buy some fitness clothing and some Athleta or whatever brand you like, and then you'll be getting those emails in your inbox and be inspired, hey, I'm going to reward myself after a few months. I'm going to buy myself a cute new workout outfit or something like that. Okay, other items in your life, this talking about workout clothes kind of translates into the next area I want to touch on, which is clothing. If you're hanging on to clothes that don't fit you, that are not ever going to fit you in the direction that you want to go, then it's time to get rid of them. Hanging on to pants that, are way too big for you now and you never want to go back into that size, then donate them. Someone else can use them. They are not serving you right now. And start investing in the types of clothing and shoes that are going to support you becoming that person that you're working towards being. Even something as simple as your purse. Are you going to become someone who carries a water bottle with you? Then maybe choose a new purse that's going to be able to fit that water bottle. It's all about thinking about the little things and asking yourself, what small change can I make so that it's just going to be even easier to build these new habits? Another thing to look at are your books, your resources. Do you have a bunch of books on keto or intermittent fasting or paleo, and you've just realized this is no longer serving me? I'm that person. I have bought a ton of diet books over the years, and that's part of something that I just have completely thrown out because some of them I'm like, you know what, nobody needs to read this. Even though I was someone that truly believed and thought I was doing something healthy by learning about these, fad diets, at the end of the day, I now know that all fad diets are garbage, and that's where they belong, is in the garbage can. I don't even want to donate those. Or any resources that you might have, like journals or trackers or things those are something that I've thrown out from, previous nutrition programs that I've done. I've thrown out the tracking books. I've thrown out all those approved and unapproved foods lists. I mean, burn it down. You do not need that stuff anymore. Get rid of it. Make room in your life. You're not going back there. Something else to think about, and this is something I've done, is I've removed myself from any Facebook group that is no longer serving me. I was in a lot of Facebook groups over the past decade or so, and I've removed myself from pretty much any of them that I just know I don't want to be a part of. I was in some for some bloggers that I followed. I was in a bunch of them for my previous business, and I'm not interested in participating. And even the ones that I am interested in being part of, I often mute them and then go in on my own accord just to see what's going on, because I don't necessarily want to be bombarded with posts from people I don't even know. And there's just I think maybe there's probably 3 Facebook groups that I even just normally allow on my feed that I enjoy engaging with. And overall, Facebook groups just went in, goodbye. And that is energy that I now have to put towards the direction that I'm going. Similarly, any message threads or group text messages or anything of that nature. I think you get what I'm saying here. If it is just not serving you, sometimes you don't want to be that one where it's showing up like so-and-so left the group. So just mute it. You don't need to be having messages interrupting you constantly. I do this with a bunch of text message threads that I'm in where I have them muted, and then some of them I do check daily or a couple times a day based on how important they are to my day-to-day life. And some of them I just check like once a week or so. Memberships. Are you in a membership with a club or organization or a gym or anything that is just not serving you? Do you have a subscription to something that you don't even use anymore? Let go of it so that you can take that money, that energy, and invest it in a new direction. If you are constantly saying yourself, I'm gonna get back to it, I'm gonna start doing it again, I'm gonna get back on track with XYZ thing, guess what? You are probably not, if you have not done it by now. If it's been more than a couple weeks since you last engaged with that membership, then it's probably time to let go of it. And I'm sure you could think of more things, but this is so important in helping you move in the right direction. It's about your energy, it's about your time, it's about your attention. You are where your attention is. So if you are giving your attention to things that are holding you back, and I'm saving this one for last because it's the hardest one, but people, friendships, coworkers, there are people in your life who are sucking your energy and they are keeping you stuck. And it's okay to put up boundaries around those people. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, you do you, I'm doing my thing. I'm going to move in this direction. If you want to engage with me, then you need to be supportive of that, or simply don't talk about those topics with them. But I've seen so many people being stuck where they are because they're allowing a parent or a partner to hold them back, and they're trying to please that person instead of pleasing themselves. And I hate to say it, but misery loves company, and a lot of people who are too afraid to work on themselves and do what deep inside of them they wish they could do, it is painful for them to see you succeeding, because that's proof to them that it can be done. And it can be a really toxic relationship when that person is holding you back from moving on, bettering yourself, doing the things that you truly want to do. So friendships is another really big one. So that's what we're talking about for our fall cleaning. It's time to clean out the junk in all areas. It's time to get a garbage bag out and start putting those old clothes, tossing them away. And it doesn't even have to be that they don't fit. If you just know that a certain style is not your personality anymore, then send those clothes on to someone who will appreciate them. And every day when you're engaging with the world, doing your best to intentionally engage in environments that are supportive of you moving in the right direction. Maybe you need to clean out some podcasts, whatever that is. You only know what is cluttering up your life. And if you truly want to step into a new version of yourself, then you have to make space for it. You can't keep piling on new things on top of things that are just taking up space and not serving you. So you have to create that space in your mental load, in your physical load, and in your day-to-day life. So I hope that this concept of fall cleaning and moving towards this new version of yourself by creating an environment in all ways that support this new version of you, I hope that maybe you're thinking about things differently and this helps you take that next step. I was going to say I'll see you next week, but you will hear me next week back here on Monday morning with another episode. And I'm going to be working really hard on this project that I'm working on for you. And once I'm completed with that, we will get back to our regular, more comprehensive episodes. Okay? Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to check the episode details for my new listener starter guide, and any additional resources mentioned in the episode can also be found in the show notes on my website. You can always find me on Instagram at Macros with Lil, and for more healthy lifestyle tips, recipes, and information on my one-to-one and group coaching services, make sure to check out my website. All the links can be found below. If you know someone else who is ready to start building their formula for feeling their best, please share the love and send them a link to the podcast. I hope you found today's episode helpful, and I'll see you back here next week for a brand new one.